One of the perks I use to receive onboard credit for every single Princess cruise that I take is called stock perks. And it has added up to an incredible financial advantage for me, and I want to tell you all about it. Hi everyone, I'm Laura and welcome to Living on Cruise Control, where just over a year ago I left the corporate grind to pursue my dream of living full-time on cruise ships. Let's dive right in. So this program is the Carnival shareholder onboard credit benefit. And what does that mean? So Carnival Corporation owns a number of cruise lines: Carnival, Holland America, Princess, Cunard, P&O, etc. And it's all owned by Carnival Corporation. This perk is, if you are a shareholder and you own Carnival stock, you're eligible to receive additional onboard credit per cruise. First, before I tell you more about this program, I just want to let you know that I'm not a financial advisor. This is not stock advice. Although I was a stockbroker for Vanguard back in my 20s, this is definitely not a video telling you to go purchase stock. Do your own research, proceed at your own risk. Anytime you invest in the market, it's like the casino. Invest at your own risk. So having said that, I can tell you that for my own personal benefit, because I'm on back-to-back cruises, this perk has more than paid for the stock itself a number of times. And I'm going to list here, I haven't put this together yet, but I will put a list right here in what I paid for the stock when I purchased it, what it's worth today, and then how much onboard credit I've received since beginning this. And let me walk you through a chart that I put together to help explain my particular experience with the Carnival stock. So starting at the top, I purchased 100 shares on January 15th of 2025. So that initial investment, if you look to the top right, to the top left, is $2,525. I purchased those shares at $25.25 each. I checked to see their current value, and as of yesterday, which is May 15th, 2026, Carnival stock closed at $24.24 per share. So since I purchased that 100 shares, I'm down about $100 as far as the value of the actual stock itself. Now, since I did make that purchase, I have redeemed onboard credit for my Princess cruises since sailing, and that total through the end of 2026 is $6,950. So almost $7,000 since purchasing this stock. And I put together some charts for you. So in 2025, I sailed 29 cruises on Princess, and the total onboard credit for those cruises was $2,400. So far, including the cruise that I'm on right now, I have redeemed $1,950 in 2026 after 16 cruises. And then for the rest of the year, I have 19 cruises left that I have submitted for a total of $2,600. Now, I won't be submitting any 2027 cruises until around November when that window opens. And I didn't start using this perk on my very first cruise with Princess, but I did pretty soon after, and I'm really glad that I did. Let's talk about what is the program. Carnival uses an app called Stock Perks that you can download, and I'm gonna go head over to my computer and I'll walk you through all of the steps and the process so that it can make it super simple for you should you decide to take advantage of this program. Before we begin, I did want to mention that at the time of this video, and you'll want to double check this depending on when you're watching it, but at the time of making this video, you can currently combine a Princess comped cruise through the casino program with the stock perk onboard credit for Princess cruise lines. it works together. And I've been doing that for the last 15 months or so. However, I do know that you cannot combine them on Holland America. I tried on a couple of Holland America cruises and they did not approve it. And I also believe that you cannot combine them on Carnival. That's my understanding from other people that I've spoken to. But you can combine them right now on Princess, so keep that in mind. So the program is a perk basically for shareholders. You need to purchase or own 100 shares. You can buy more than 100 shares, but you have to own 100 shares in order to be eligible. And your onboard credit perk will depend on the length of your cruise. And I'll put a chart right here for you. Depending on the length of your cruise, you can earn more onboard credit the longer the sailing is. How the program works is they use an app called Stock Perks, and I'm going to take you over to my computer and show you exactly how this works. But you download Stock Perks and it's an app on your phone. Now, one thing to keep in mind is you can only submit your sailings for the current year. So right now it is May 2026, so you can submit all of your sailings through the end of 2026. For 2027 sailings and beyond, you need to wait until about November of this year before they open up the following year. So you do this as a year block at a time. So right now you can submit any of your 2026 sailings, but you'll have to wait until sometime in November to submit all of your 2027 sailings. And it seems to be a recurring cycle each year. So once you download the Stock Perks app, you have to validate that you own these shares. So you need to link this app with where you have those shares today. So whether it's with, Fidelity, Schwab, Vanguard, whatever brokerage firm that you own these shares, you need to verify and validate and link it so that Stock Perks can confirm that you do have that 100 shares. And that usually is done in less than 24 hours once you complete the process. From there, it's super easy to submit your request to receive this onboard credit. Be careful, even though it's simple to fill out, I have noticed once or twice where I transposed my confirmation number and didn't receive the onboard credit. So here's a couple of ways to make sure that doesn't happen. When you're entering the information, take your time. You'll receive this email notification that says your request has been successfully submitted. So you know that it was submitted correctly, but then you do want to make sure that you receive the email confirmation that it was approved. And sometimes this email is a string, so it'll show cruise after cruise after cruise and string them all together and say it won't be a separate email. So just double check your email and make sure that you've received your credit. And the other thing that I do is on my tracker, I have a column for Stock Perks of what I submitted and what the dollar amount is. And then I double check and make sure that I receive that onboard credit when I get on board the ship. And if I don't, I know to go to guest services to make sure that that onboard credit has been added to my account. The other thing that I think is important to do is once you've received your email confirming that you received your onboard credit, I just double check and go back through the list and confirm within Stock Perks that yes, that onboard credit has been processed correctly. I just don't want to leave this free money on the table. I feel like it's just as important to make sure it's a big part of my financial planning, because it may seem like $25, $50, $100. It may not be worth the hassle. But when you're going on cruise after cruise, over time, that Stock Perk really begins to add up. And this onboard credit you can use for a lot of things. You can use it for ship excursions if that's something that you'd like to do, any onboard purchases, if you want to go to any specialty dinners, to buy Wi-Fi once you get on board could be another option. And of course you can use it in the casino and cash it out into money. So how you want to use this onboard credit is completely up to you. Again, for me, this has been a huge benefit and has more than paid for itself, is kind of a no-brainer to me. You'll want to sit down and decide, are you using casino comps for these other cruise lines? It may not be worth it. If you're not using casino comps, how often are you cruising, and is the financial risk of purchasing these shares within your financial plan or not? So I would just weigh that out, kind of think through the cruises that you're planning. Are they going to be under the Carnival umbrella or not, right? If you're cruising Royal Caribbean or Celebrity or Virgin or MSC, more often than over time, the value may not be there for you. But if you're finding yourself either booking Princess Casino comps or any of the cruises under the Carnival umbrella, I think it could definitely be a great perk for you. And I just wanted to make sure that I explained it in detail. If you have any questions about the program, please feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll do everything I can to get the right answers for you. Because again, it's all about living bougie on a budget. Every dollar counts. And again, thank you so much for your support, for subscribing to this channel, for being a part of this community. It has been an amazing almost year here on YouTube, which is hard to believe. It's 11 months now since I posted my first video. Feels like a million years ago. But it's been an incredible journey, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Hope to see you on a cruise one day. Thanks. Here's a view of the British Isles while I give you a quick bonus tip. Stock Perks will give you a notice that you need to submit your redemption 14 days before you're sailing. I find that to not be true. Go ahead and submit it. I've been able to get the redemption approved within an hour or two. So don't let that stop you if you see that message. Just go ahead and submit it, even if your cruise starts tomorrow or the following day. Not a guarantee, but worth a shot.